What's up, dudes? It's now 8 o'clock, and welcome back to the Teletext BLOCKDOWN party. It is now time to hear from Discord. Good old Discord, which I'm going to patch through right now. When my computer loads. Okay, just connecting now to Discord. It's taking a while.
Have to be lockdown edition. How would the Streets of Rage look when people are allowed out for it?
Hello!
Hello, Dan.
How's it going?
I've got an idea for the collaborative drawing.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if you... Well, Streets of Rage lockdown edition.
Yeah, let's do it. I would love to do it.
It's drawing human figures, but they might be out for essential purposes like collecting food from dustbins.
Of course. That's my
No.
favourite part of Streets of Rage.
I think, is that ZX Guesser pouring a refreshing cider?
It certainly is.
We might have a bit of competition going on because ZX Guesser has set up and I understand you'll be doing yours, so...
That's right, yes.
Are we going to split the audience or hope that the tension brings in more viewers overall?
Well, as long as people join the Discord, it doesn't matter really, does it?
Not really.
You can watch either end. People can choose.
So who's going to be streaming the drawing or shall we go through pages from Chunky Text, the viewer submission?
Well, what page is it going to be on, the collaborative drawing?
I don't know if you can hear me. Sorry,
Not cleared one yet.
Hello? We can hear you, yes.
I think that might have been Tammy on Peter's stream.
I thought she was trying to come through.
No, sorry.
Sorry, running late.
Sorry, she's talking to another. She's talking to our Zoom.
They can join us too if they like.
Yes.
Hi.
Everybody's welcome.
How you doing?
Yeah, that's my sister in Wimbledon.
Hello, Wimbledon.
Our friends in.
Well, it's supposed to be now, but
Our friends in San
it doesn't sound
Francisco.
like there's anybody in our neighborhood singing, and we don't know the words anyway, so I figured.
Well, we can hear it loud and clear.
Yes, we're going to have a sing-along. International sing-along.
What are they going to
I think I should
sing? Are you going to sing?
Do it anyway, but he didn't have any connection out there, so.
I don't know. They don't have it on Discord. Twitch. I think I better. I think I better leave this one. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, cheers, Peter.
Cheers.
Cheers, Peter.
That was quite funny.
2 streams at a time's confusing enough without 3.
Yeah, don't cross the.
I have. How is that? Shove a UV lamp up here.
Yes, I think it's
No idea. Never
right.
mind. Maybe, you know.
Oh, it's on my phone. Right, that's where it is. Bye, guys.
Bye. That was good. A great start to the stream, don't you think?
Yes.
Start as you mean to go on. Chaotic.
Indeed. So, are we making a collaborative artwork of Streets of Rage, did you say?
We could do, or would you like to?
Certainly can.
Individual? What would you prefer?
I think collaborative, because then it's less work. We might just need a little coordination. So we've kind of got a backgrounds person and a line person.
Well,
And Dan, you weren't here at the start of the afternoon session, so you didn't see my what T-shirt I'm wearing. Although I suppose you're not looking at the stream, are you?
no.
But I've got my Block Party 2018 Steamfax T-shirt on.
Oh, excellent.
Thought a good opportunity as any.
Designed by Grim Fandango and myself. Excellent. Representing the Teletext Block Party. I still have mine, by the way, and one is still available to buy in the Steam shop. So if anybody wants it, you can go on down to Wigan Steam. I think it's...
Except you can't.
Why not?
Well, the lockdown.
Oh yeah, of course.
Do you do home delivery?
Actually not at the moment, but maybe in the future.
How are things at Wigan Steam? You
Pretty
moved
good.
to a bigger venue, didn't you, from the place we all into, the Chipboard Paradise?
Chipboard Paradise. It's the new Chipboard Paradise. Chipboard Paradise 2 it is. Electric Boogaloo.
Is there room for us all in there, or is it?
Yeah, I think there's room for all of us. We've got more than one room now. Potentially, we could requisition the gallery space as well this time. So, on page 107 of Artfacts, yeah, I think that's where we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you hear the clicking and clacking of my keyboard or not?
Certainly can.
I'm masking it with my own type.
Good.
Do we want some incidental music? Try and get a copyright strike in this.
Copyright strike, copyright strike.
We've got the CFAX music on my stream already.
Just get people and is that right?
I keep hearing snatches of music. Oh,
Let's try.
excellent. Look at this artwork that Blippi has posted in Disco.
Yeah, I think he's still in the competition.
Monolith. Look at that, wonderful. Another wonderful landscape there from Blippi Pixel. His calling card, really. These alien landscapes. I think they're fantastic.
Just setting up some graphics.
Donald Trump. Who's talking about Don Trump, eh? Donny Boy Trump.
This is going to be the best street stage ever. It's a street of lockdown conditions.
I'm requisitioning this artwork. And stealing it for myself.
My cursor is not moving.
Oh wait, that's Cheetah Men, isn't it?
Close enough. It was all inspired by the era of music.
I love the Cheetah Men theme, by the way. Almost as much as I love the Streets of Rage theme. Streets of Rage 2.
I'm reading the instructions on how to editor, which is the first.
The cheat sheet.
Bits. Yes, that's
Yeah, I've had to resort to that a few times today.
one of the good things about doing 16-bit console games is that graphics are nice and easy to read. You need one window in the first place. Going to need a bit of colour here. There's be a cityscape background taking shape of it. So like a ghost with the face pressed against the lens on the left. So
Mandatory gap for advertising.
maybe it's a ghost out with everyone's indoors.
Ghost. Yeah, I'm taking over one half of this.
Okay. Can't do a George Formby.
George Formby.
Can you do one? Can you do when I'm drawing windows? I'm drawing these. They don't look much like windows.
When I'm drawing windows.
Thank you. I've actually messed them up with the proportions. So.
I thought you were going to say I've actually met George Formby then.
Not been too well lately.
Who, George Formby?
No.
Well, that's a shame.
Slumped over on the lamppost at the corner of the street. Yeah, I think we had a little bit from Peter earlier.
Had some art from Peter, did you say?
No, Lou's guitar.
Oh, right.
I missed a cacophony. It was still someone can actually play the blues.
Yeah, Peter is very good at playing guitar. He's a skilled guitarist even. String instrument connoisseur. Maestro. Whatever you want to say.
I was actually quite surprised.
Yeah, he played some guitar for us at the block party on my old guitar that's basically wrecked now.
A man of many talents.
Many hidden talents, yeah.
Those double thickness windows. Is that about right? Sorry, my desk is an ergonomic nightmare.
That's okay, mine is as well. Makes two of us.
I'm still wondering quite how I managed to do the ZX Spectrum as well.
Can hear the birds and the bees in the background. How tranquil. And we actually did have the ambulances earlier, didn't we?
At least turning up with
Yeah.
range one.
Yeah, it could have been the cops coming to arrest us for crimes against teletext.
I like to. It's the ridiculousness of still appear on the boat level.
Looks cross-eyed at the moment.
I'm glad you can tell it's a chicken, to be honest.
It's a fantastic chicken. Well, actually, is it a chicken or a turkey? I always used to ask that. No idea.
Reasonably.
Efinox says, I assumed a chicken, which ZX Guess's drawing looks sufficiently like. Yeah, I have to agree.
Someone can add a little sort of neon windows. Well, I'll say they're windows. Windows. Could be a supermarket shelves. That's why it needs the colouring to sell it, really.
I've got Streets of Rage music in my head now.
If you want it back on there, still got it.
We'll probably get copyright hit.
Actually, if I find the right track, then we can see if we get a copyright strike.
Oh, wonderful. We can play around with my channel to see if it gets copyright hit.
Yeah. Actually, Mr. C of the Shaman, I think.
The original Shaman song. Now that will get us hit.
Wonder what Mr. C is doing.
Mr. C?
Is there another Mr.
I didn't quite catch that. I think you cut out.
Sorry, I was just wondering if there was another Mr. C from the Shaman.
I've just messed up.
Oh, that's okay.
She's got a mask on now, which is quite topical. Right, she's masked.
Blaze.
I'm putting a mask on her.
Okay.
I've decided. Looks weird now.
Let's compromise with some. Oh, No, lighter at the top. So if I do yellow, it comes.
Careful with the O word, you'll set down.
Ooh,
Send you into a mad rage.
a mad streets of rage. Let's see. Sorry we've gone quiet. I'm concentrating on making the art. So how many of us are making this? Is it 3 of us? So we've got ZX Guesser, myself, and David. Hmm. Let's have a look at the chat to see if anybody's left any messages. Nope, none yet. If there's anybody out there, please let us know if you're watching. I know we've gone quiet now, but this is quiet time now. We've really got to concentrate on the artwork. We've got to make at least one good artwork, I think. Let's see. One good collaborative artwork today. Should we risk putting the Streets of Rage music on while we're not saying much? I mean, I'm recording this, so if it gets taken down, I can put it back up again.
Like I say, I've got the CFAX on my stream already.
Yeah, but I think Twitch are a little bit more lenient.
Yeah, I mean, if you play something, it's going to be playing 2 things at once here.
Well, I can't hear any. Oh, right, on your end, you mean? Yeah.
Oh, if you play it locally, that'd be fine. No, it's when David was playing stuff before, it was kind of a cacophony.
Like when we were all playing guitar earlier, that was a wonderful part of the stream.
Well, that was a wonderful cacophony. I mean, that was
Yeah.
that was a great piece of creative endeavour.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 would do again. Actually, yeah, let's have a look.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry. The Discord crashed catastrophically while I
No.
was failing to draw convincing. Did you get the plug for Streets of Rage 4 before it got cut off?
No, unfortunately not.
Streets of Rage 4 is out soon, and it's probably going to be pretty good.
Hey.
Because it's, I think, from the team behind the remake and remaster of Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. The best class system game ever, in my opinion. Can anyone salvage my brick texture?
Problem is, we're all doing our own thing and we're going to crash into each other now.
No, I think it's coming together quite well, actually.
I think maybe if I add some structural elements, that might sell the fact it's a building rather than just a sort of geometric conference of some kind.
Geometric conference. Right, I'm gonna have to turn off the volume leveling for this music. Otherwise we won't be able to hear anything. Okay. Actually, it's not allowing me to. Should be okay. Let's go!
Okay.
Let us know if it's a problem, guys, and I'll stop it.
This is how real architects work.
In teletext, yeah.
Well, they put most of the bits and pieces down, then they decide what works and what doesn't, and then take a few blocks out here and there. And that's how real buildings are made.
Well, you learn something every day at the block party.
Some real buildings are built like that.
Sadly, that's not too far from the truth.
The ones that don't stay up very long.
I couldn't possibly was the name of having been in building services. There was a company that was doing some experimental services coordination with 3D software, and over the course of many months and an awful lot of money, and this was not discovered until the relevant parts had been fabricated and delivered to site. We have been provided with the test model to work with rather than the actual building. Cue lots of cutting and changing to make things fit, which had already been pre-prepared at great expense.
What are you drawing, Dan?
What am I drawing? I've just messed up the whatchamacallit,
Screwed up her
the held
arm, her
graphics.
shoulder.
Yeah, I messed up the held graphics. Oh, delete it then. We could have the hair coming over. There's a cheat.
That was supposed to be a jacket.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's hard to run over about. Yes.
I was experimenting with negative space, that's my excuse.
If there was space, we could have him sleeping on the park bench before he gets up to join the fight.
Do baseball!
I'm now trying to remember if the establishment was actually called the Pine Pot. I don't know if it was a bar or if it was selling pines or air fresheners, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I've had to stop the music. I think it was taking over a bit.
I couldn't hear any music at all.
Hey, that's fantastic in the bottom corner.
I've not planned these windows at all. I need to slice a bit more off there and hope the building doesn't fall down. I should probably have some lintels, but I'll just say they're off screen. Oh no, I've got a pine pot up there, sorry.
Off-screen lentils.
No, lintels. I think they're the load-bearing bits that go over windows and doorways. Oh, the street lights have warmed up a bit. Yes, that's one thing you don't get with these new energy efficient LED street lights. You don't get that sodium glow. No, that glue's working fine. Okay.
1, 2. Hello, hello.
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 Hi. I'm just testing my stream audio.
Okay.
It's funny because everyone has their own idea of what they should do now.
Yeah, with the hive mind, we can come up with something
I think we're
decent.
converging on something, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've accidentally stumbled upon adding a sense of depth to the windows.
Whoever's doing that in the bottom corner, that's Horsenberger level stuff. It's wonderful.
Is Axel punching a chicken? I suppose that's how they eat things in the Streets of Rage universe. They just punch everything that they want to use.
Yeah. Good point.
I would complain about destroying my chicken, but that one's far better than the one I drew anyway.
Okay, we might need a little bit of blast through text. Oh, good, we've got blast through text. This is almost looking all authentic.
Let's have a look at Discord here. And Hanok says, our ambulance is usually involved in the birds and the bees because I might be doing something wrong. Yeah, I find they usually are. So, might want to do some research there.
Yes, the NHS has enough problems now, so just...
In about 9 months' time, I think, possibly.
I'm going to add some green for a little bit more garishness. Let's try that. I've probably not left enough space to put any flash codes in on the pine pot side. If anyone in the comments can confirm it is actually called the pine pot, that would be helpful. Unless we're going for a Mandela effect here. We've always been at war with Eurasia, and it's always been called the pine pot. Oh, I might have an excuse for some whole graphics in a minute.
Good old hold
discussion
graphics.
going on in the Discord about what a white button on a remote would be. Sometimes I've seen remote controls with a white button, and sometimes it's an eye icon, and that would take you back to an index page.
Just going to risk stretching out the background a little here, working a bit blind on all the control codes. Ah yes, might need some new backgrounds. New background, green. Hey, excuse the chunkiness. This is silhouette of blaze. New background.
Let's see.
Green. Oh, sorry, that's lost the definition on the hair. I'll just save that one.
You need to type under somewhere punch to eat.
I see an opening in a moment for the much maligned magenta. Because it's just about right for the aesthetic. I see a place for magenta. But I'm going to need to expand out from the pine pot, hatching a bit to do the whole codes thing. Right, so now what I'm hoping is if I set up the hatching around the pine pot one cell early, assuming the pattern will repeat as expected. Oh, need a whole graphics code somewhere. Right. Is it capital H?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, I might need someone to do a little tidying, but I'll carry on, and you'll probably work out what I'm trying to do and step in and make it work.
Yeah, we have the held graphics master over here.
Yeah. So hold. So if I put. So I actually want. No. So I want to change to. Oh dear, too many escapes. Right, so change to white there, but put in the extra hatching. Hey, that's what I meant to do. Right, it's time for magenta to shine.
What about Max? We've not done Max, have we? He's
self-isolating. He's got symptoms. He's in the at-risk group.
Nah, that looks rubbish.
Oh dear, okay, that probably didn't work because I didn't put a whole code in there. Let's put a whole code in there.
There.
And put the green code in there. That'll do. No, I've accidentally made it worse. Oh well. Let's just go for a slightly dirty, rougher aesthetic. Yes, it's an artistic decision, not technical incompetence that way. So room for a whole coat there.
We've got a self-portrait here from Blippi Pixel. Very wacky, he terms it. Yeah, very glitchy. I like it. And Hanek says, I feel like I should refer you to some sort of specialist. I don't know if that's in reference to our artwork or
What's that on? Page 299?
Blippi's. Yeah, 299. We've reached 299. So
I'll
what
bring
next?
that up on the stream. Next one will be page 300.
Oh,
So
hey!
whoever gets in there first.
Oops.
There we go. So self-portrait by Pixel Blip.
Excellent.
Definitely glitch art.
I like a bit of glitch art. And Hanok says, in regards to the self-portrait being glitchy and grungy, like a sort of artistic cry for help or expression of anger or and confusion or something.
I'm so engrossed I didn't realise that Discord had crashed for the 6th time today, so...
Good old Discord.
Yeah, let's just move that hatching along a bit. If anyone's wondering why the letter E keeps appearing, that's because I keep going outside of the posting range. Okay, and with a minimum of distortion, I can... actually, that should probably be green.
Oops.
And the green transition should probably start 1 too early. Okay, having done all the drawing, I shall now go back to the stove. It's actually the Pine Pot, if I've just invented a establishment in the Streets of Rage universe.
Cool.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
What's that?
The good news is it is called the Pine Pot. The bad news is it has a very elaborate logo. Extends quite by accident. It has got the horizontal neon dividers. It doesn't have the hatch around. But fortunately, someone's got head for being changed to Spudgy Lick, so we're good. Doesn't matter, it's non-canon now.
Spudgy
To
Lick.
be fair, your logo there is extremely.
Yes,
Well,
I enjoy licking spuds on a regular basis.
just bothering me slightly that sharp edge near Axel. I'm just going to round the corners off if no one minds. Just
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
I think we should save that one for.
That's looking pretty good to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, take that.
Oh.
So what number will this be going up on Chunky
Symmetry,
Text?
I think this is... Oh no, I was going to say it's going to be page 300, but we're up to 304 already.
Wow.
Okay, I've got the right one lined up now. Is that drawing finished then? Do we think that drawing's finished?
Yes. I'm happy
just
with that.
exporting it now.
Da-da-do. Oh yeah.
Keep forgetting I've got to press me button down before I speak. You'd think I'd have got used to it by now.
It was a wonderful artwork. A classic. Oh.
I think ZX Guesser's got his own exhibition there with a... He's doing some funny things with a MIDI pedal that it was never meant to do. It's now his microphone control.
Hopefully, we should be on the server on 305 now.
Good. I'm enjoying page 303 personally.
There we go. Uploaded. Nice and safe posterity. So, we've missed a whole lot of artworks then.
Yes.
Because we were up to 280 something before, weren't we?
Yep.
Oh, Pixel Blip's just showing off now.
I think Carl's uploaded a lot of his artworks, that's why.
His old artwork.
Yeah.
Which is cheating.
I think that starts on 281, is the ones we've not seen yet.
I don't think they count. They have to be new artworks.
Hans Gruber again.
Yeah. It's classic teletext
Not everyone's
art.
seen them, of course.
No, yeah, because they are quite old. They've been on TFX, I think, for a while. Pardon me.
Although, given how slowly the pages are coming around, I might skip some of the old ones. We've got a new version of the tree by Chris.
What page number is that?
On 285, but it's going to take a while to get around the carousel, around this service again.
Because it's full now, the magazine.
Yeah, I've just noticed that the 300 pages search is going through the hexadecimal.
Yep.
The 8 of
Yes, there's
well.
extra pages on there. I should have, if I'd have had plenty of time, I'd have skipped it over onto another magazine.
Oh no, that's good. We're so popular, we're going out of bounds.
Hey.
Oh, some level 2, level 2.5.
Hey,
Blossom edition.
Love to see it.
Except for when there's orange involved.
Oh, I love orange. It's my favorite. Yes, I promise. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's cool. So is that Awake Embed's submission to the teletext art competition? I wonder.
I think we might just be scooping them up without permission if they're signed or identifiable.
Yeah. Why not?
Dynamic terms and conditions.
I don't know which of my artworks I should enter really, because I've uploaded a few.
I'll probably go for mine on 242 because people like that one, and I've still not got around to the one I actually intended to submit. I think it was on 242.
Now this on page 286, an excellent rendition of a Vulcan. Got the shape just right, I think.
286. Oh wait, who did the artwork on 242?
Oh, that was me.
That's excellent. I thought it was Harsenberger's, but it's got some great use of held graphics, I think. Is it? No. Yeah.
Yes, I kind of regretted starting it when I realised what I'd have to do with the whole graphics, but it eventually got into shape.
Yeah, you pulled it off pretty well. I wondered who did it.
Yeah. Always wonder, though, if it really counts if you're drawing someone else's character, if it really counts as a proper entry.
Yeah, I think so. I think it does.
So, does anyone want to own up to this Vulcan? I have a suspicion it might be Nathan's, given his
282.
username. 286.
Right.
I'm not sure if he's watching the stream right now.
I have to wait for it to scroll round. Because, of course, that magazine is full now. I'm quite amazed we got so many entries. I thought we might get 40 or 50, but not this many.
It's almost like you've got a bit of a captive audience for some reason.
Yeah, I think some of the retweets and things have got out further this year, possibly. I've circulated links on quite a few places, and it just seems like there's been a lot more activity over the last week or so. Compared to the run-up to Chunky Fringe, where I struggled to get people to get on there and submit artwork.
Well, Chunky Fringe was the first event of its that kind, I suppose, and no one really knew if it would be a complete disaster or moderate disaster. But yes, Chunky Fringe will hopefully be returning. It's for those of you who don't know what Chunky Fringe is, but have kind of worked out what Block Party is. It's a bit like Block Party, but we ride on the success of Mr. Biffo by tagging along to a Digitizer live show. And we seem to get a fair chunk of his live audience turning up and liking whatever goes on, so that's great, works for everyone.
Yeah, we can steal his audience.
So mutually beneficial, so not quite parasitic like those birds on the hippo that bits out the teeth. Oh, I'll get in trouble for that, because then on a very handsome hippo, very handsome, very popular hippo.
I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you mean.
We've got a very eye-searingly bright artwork on page 287. Flashing text purge in enormous capital letters. It's obviously a reference to something that I don't understand.
Enveron CTR 24556, Dr. S or Dr. 5, DR5. No idea.
Yes, Enhanox says in the comments, I assume there's a fair bit of crossover between the audiences of Digi and all things teletexty. And yes, I think that's true. I think without Mr. Biffo and Digitizer, there'd probably be quite a few less fond memories of teletext.
Yeah.
And without the teletext scene and the first block party, there might be less Mr. Biffo Digitizer stuff. Yes. So again, like you say, it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think we didn't get around to this earlier, Dan. You did help sort of to bring Mr. Biffo not out of retirement, but back into the hobby a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, maybe because
gave him a bit of a nudge.
He noticed my Tumblr blog that I was running, which had, I think, a new piece of recovered artwork every day that Jason Robertson was working on, and I would try and amplify those things that he'd recovered a little bit, give them a bit of airtime by sticking some of the art on a Tumblr blog. And he came across this because there was some Digitizer stuff on there. So he sent me a message to say, hey, I've seen this, and I'm thinking about coming back in inverted commas. You know what, I'm actually gonna look off stream here to see if I can find the original email so I can refer to it, so I don't take anybody's words out of context.
And while Dan's doing his research, I do notice it's a shame he's not online at the moment, but Belston, Chris Bell of Superpage 58 did pop in briefly yesterday, I think, popped into the Discord, and he was running, along with some other people like Mensky, running a Digitizer tribute archive site. back in the 90s, back in the dial-up days, Super Page 58. And back then there was no extracting data off VHS. He was writing it down off the screen by hand, pretty much.
Oh. Let's see.
Certainly that's how I found out about Digitizer. I actually missed a lot of the original television run. So it was Super Page 58 that put me onto all things Mr. Biffo, really.
Did you have the internet back then? What year would that have been?
Oh, crikey. I think I actually found Super Page 58 fairly late on and just got hooked on back issues of The Man's Diary and Mr. T's appearances and the jokes page and everything else. I've only found out it was people were doing it back in the 90s, but yes, I think Chris Bell's the most durable.
Yeah.
And he'll also be he's also instrumental in actually making Chunky Fringe happen in the first place, because it was way too much work for one person, and he was great at getting all the guests together, all the special guests for the panel. So.
Oh really? Okay.
So he'll be, well, he was planning to reprise his role, and he's still hoping to do that. So.
Yeah.
Shower him of appreciation then.
Absolutely. I wonder if he's available to jump on the Discord.
If you ping him on Twitter, he might respond.
Yeah, I don't think he's around at the moment. But I did find the email, the original email that Paul sent. Yeah, he said that he found me on Twitter actually while looking for info on teletext graphics. Because I tweeted a few teletext digitizer things, and he was thinking about sticking a toe back in those waters and asking me about different editors that might be available. Specifically one for a Mac. That was the original email.
He's a real graphic designer. He's got a Mac.
Yeah. I don't. I have an iPad though.
Well, Dan's picture that he did earlier on his stream, Quarantine Hand on 294.
Yep, still working on that as we're speaking.
Slowly catching up on the pages.
Yep. There we go. That's a blast from the past. 6 years ago he sent that email. Long time ago.
Yes, there was a bit of a dark period for him.
Yeah.
On the internet with.
Yeah, I think as documented. Go on. I was going to say as documented on Digitizer 2000.
Page 295 now. It looks. This is one of Pixel Blips. Some nice mountains. Again, a glitch art aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and again on 296, similar mountains. The one some sort of obelisk.
I was gonna say the one on 295. It's sort of, if you squint or look at it from a distance, it sort of looks like a real photograph almost. All the glitches, etc., start to become detail. I don't know if that was intended, but yeah, I really like that. Yeah, because you've got the areas of light and dark represented. Sorry, go on.
I think they've carved out their own niche already and how to push teletext in a different direction into the almost impressionistic style. So.
Squamelia is asking if we could do her artwork. So what page is it on? Or maybe you could post it here on Discord.
I think she might be asking if Pete can do her washing up as well.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Oh, I didn't see that. Hey, washing up. It would be cool if Squaremelia
Yeah, I
had
know.
a go, though.
Pixel Blip does a lot of BBC micro art in high resolution with palettes animation with palette cycling, and I know quite a few of their works are teletext artworks are versions of those higher res ones. Interesting to see how the same scene, as it were, the different the way the what do you call it? The limitations of the two different graphic modes, the bitmapped graphics mode versus the teletext art. It's interesting to see the same artwork from in two different approaches.
Actually, I don't know if he's still online, but I think Chip Fork, yes, he did that with one of his games. He did a PC version and a ZX Spectrum version. So the PC version was in full color and ZX Spectrum was in black and white, but I think with pretty much the same vector line drawing routines. So a bit like you get some demakes of some games, so always interested in when those happen.
A nice peacock on 297.
I'm still waiting for 296 to load. Oh yes, who did that? I wonder. It's nice. That's really good, actually.
Another bin face on 298.
I think that could be a Harsenberger one. I have to wait for it to load, though.
I think that's yours that Peter's uploaded for you.
Oh, really? We'll see in a sec. Oh, yeah, that's mine. That Pete converted. And did a very good job of, actually. Binface once you...
The glitch art Pixel Blip self-portrait on 299, which we already looked at. And then it skips on to 301.
What's on 300?
It's the forbidden
Nothing,
page.
because I set the index pages of each magazine to be reserved way back in 2017, and I've never thought to go in and change it.
Can we just pretend it's a forbidden page and it's if you view it, you get a phone call and something and blocky monsters?
I can
call
unlock
the
them
TV
later.
screen.
I can unlock it and it'll put stuff. It'll assign that as the next page, but I just didn't think to.
Okay, well, pop Hamble from Play School on there or something.
Do we have a new entrant to the chat currently? The voice chat?
Good evening.
Hey!
Hello,
Jason!
I'm not buzzing
It's
now.
working.
Am I, like I was earlier?
Yeah, working now.
Hooray.
We're only metaphorically buzzing.
Would you be able to turn your microphone up a bit, please, Jason? You're a little bit low. Just a touch.
We've got another page from Beeble Pete on 301. That's an old artwork. And a slightly newer one on 302. This is a page from, or based on a page from the Spark teletext service on TV Arc. So, don't know if anybody looks at the TV Arc website, a television archive, but it recently relaunched after being offline for 2 or 3 years, and it's relaunched with a full teletext service. Yeah, I know you look at it, Nhanox, because you're one of the writers for Spark. But consider that a plug for the Spark service on TV Arc.
Yes, and if anyone else would like to leap in with blatant self-promotion, please feel free.
Hey, all I do is the engineering side of things. Everyone else writes the content.
Steve,
Or
is
you
that
can-
you?
That is me.
Hey! All the
Right.
crew is here.
Yep.
So how are you doing, guys, this evening?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent.
We just did a new couple of them. I did the peacock. I just do the peacock. And I did the little Street
I
Fighter.
wondered if it was yours.
And then the collab, I did the little Street Fighter, the little fighter man in the. So I think you were right when you said it looked like awesome, but it was.
Yeah, we had an inkling.
Actually, I thought it was Alistair.
That's good.
I was doing all the whole mosaics on the bikini top.
Enjoying it very much as well. So,
Speaking of which, on page 303, it says, if you look at this page long enough, an outline of a naked beauty will gradually appear, and I have a sneaking suspicion this is a reveal, though.
Yep.
So I shall click the reveal button and we'll see what happens. Oh dear, lots of magenta.
been on
And
that
the last
sunbed.
October.
Been on the sunbed a bit too long. What was that, sorry, Jason?
No, that was me just dreading the phone bill after you press reveal.
This is CFAX page 3, apparently.
Page
I can
303.
hear you when you talk.
Yes, I know. But, I mean, you don't have to use your headphones. I don't mind hearing them.
Hello.
Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
They're saying hi, Tammy.
Well, see, I would know that if you didn't have your headphones in.
I got my headphones on, so she can't hear me.
I
Can't
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
She can hear me. Can't hear you.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Nearly shot cider out my nose there, Pete.
So,
Peter's
Is-
only slightly drunk.
Shall I switch off the headphones?
so what's on page 304?
304, this is
So
Purple
the
Tentacle, and that's
Yeah.
one of Nikki's, I think.
Yep, I think she's got that as our avatar currently, hasn't she?
Can I just hold on anyone who's played Thimbleweed Park?
No.
About 2 minutes of it.
Right. Just starting to suspect that a puzzle involving the puzzle is just puzzle relating going involving the puzzle is needlessly obtuse, and it seems everyone hates it. But if you only played for 2 minutes, you wouldn't have got there.
I think I
got
can
2,000
hear
I got almost 2,000
grasshoppers.
games in Steam.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think the audio's feeding background through Peter's again.
Peter.
How's it doing that?
Oh,
305's the collaborative Street Fighter there. So now we know the gentleman in the bottom corner was by Steve.
Yeah.
Streets of
So-
Rage.
Sorry about moving the chicken for.
Sorry, Streets of Rage. Did I say
Yeah.
Street Fighter?
Yeah,
Too much cider.
Things matter to him.
Yeah, he's
Can I just-
punching the chicken to eat it.
Oh, and a Streets of Rage inspired page by Nikki on 306.
I have to wait for it to scroll through all
Lots
the
of nice
hidden
dithering.
pages.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone knows any CDI games. I actually found one that almost works. And it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Mutant Body Slam, so very, very early 90s. With some stunningly bad full-motion animation between sections, but interesting feature that if you find a chicken in a bin and you hang around too long, one of the enemies picks it up. So I think that's an idea to nick for the next side-scrolling beat-em-up. A race to get to the bins first.
Oh, and Laser Frog says oi oi again in the Twitch chat. Evening, Leo.
Laser Frog, I love
Okay.
that name.
Page 307 looks like another of Steve's.
I'll go with Steve as well.
Yeah, you're pretty good at this.
I should say, when we've looked at this, there's some special teletext pages that Zappa Video, who was in earlier, created for Laserfrog for one of his Twitch streams, and I converted them to teletext for him. So they're stuck on here at the end of the service, so maybe we can look at that in a little bit. Although I'll warn you, it's mostly in-jokes for Leo's streams. Highly recommended.
Oh.
I'll warn you, it's mostly in-jokes for Leo's streams.
Feedback!
We got feedback again.
Yeah. If I cared about avoiding in jokes, it would have been a very quiet afternoon.
I can hear aliens! Oh no, the madness!
Oh dear.
No! Any more art then? Let's see.
Yeah. 308. It's a multicoloured Darth Vader. Again, slightly glitchy aesthetic.
If that's whose I think it is, I believe it's Steve's. Possum Burgers.
No, I think it might be. Is it not? Oh.
Yeah, I think that is Steve's.
It's
Yeah.
a bit pixel blippy, but.
Yeah, it's mine. It is one of mine, yeah.
It's wonderful. Somebody asks, was that a bit of shaman in the background?
No. Did you want some?
309!
No, that's pack 11.
Oh, go on, sorry. 309. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a dude
No,
in a
that-
mask.
That's a shame.
Maybe it's someone from the shaman.
Well, the description
Hello.
says Horsenberger, so I'm going to guess it's
I
one of
am
Steve's.
Mr. C from the Shaman. Hello. Yes, hello. I'm Mr. C from the Shaman.
Your hidden identity.
Yeah,
So,
I just wanted to spend a little bit less time on. There you go. So I was lazy that time.
That's kind of low res, isn't it? You've used bigger chunks.
Much bigger.
the guy in
But
the
they're
mask.
They're not whole cells, are they? So you've gone and lined up half of one and half of the other. That's an interesting effect.
Yeah. Different sizes of pixels.
And magenta too.
Yeah, the forbidden. Oh no! Oh, Jason's gone. I was going to involve him in something that we've got coming up next. He could have helped a lot.
Have we got something coming up next?
Well, yeah, I've got something planned here. Just,
Excellent.
but unfortunately, I think he's just left. Sadly. Hold on. Are you still here, Jason?
People are uploading. I thought this was the last one, and in the meantime, there's been 2 more uploaded.
I know.
People are putting artworks on the system faster than we can look at them. I think this is Steve's version of Purple Tentacle.
It is. After I saw Nikki's up there, I had to put. Such a great character.
A game I've never played to my for my sins. I've seen somebody do a let's play through a live stream, but never played it myself. And some space debris on page 311. Laserfrog asks, how's it going? It's going fine with me. It's been a bit of a chaotic day, but I think I've coped with all of the various ukuleles and things over the stream. How's it going for everyone else? That good?
I think we're just exhausted by the sheer energy on display this afternoon. Or just feeling we'll never top the collaborative Streets of Rage 2 artwork. Peter's trapped in a radio.
Yes. Hello, I'm back. So, Jason, yeah, if you're listening to this, please jump back on. I had a surprise feature that you could help with that I was just preparing. What we're going to move on to after the art, hopefully.
So
Well, I think we've reached the end of the artworks, because the next page is the laser frog pages that I mentioned before. So whatever your next feature was.
Shall we just go ahead with it? Although it would have been enhanced massively if Jason was here. You guys can help out as well if you like. So, we've got a guide to teletext art, which I'm going to show on my stream. And this is a presentation that was supposed to be shown at one of the block parties. But it never happened because I lost my voice due to Arnold impressions. But we'll not go too deeply into that. It kills your voice. It kills you. Well, yeah. Yeah, I spent the whole of the Saturday night doing Arnold impressions, so my voice was wrecked for the next day. Hence, I didn't do this presentation. I couldn't say a word, unfortunately. But we've got a brief guide to teletext art, and this features a lot of recoveries from Grim Fandango, Jason Robertson, the teletext archaeologist. So here we go. Welcome to this. Go on.
Hold on a second, so I can get your stream up on mine.
Of course.
If I can work out how.
Let's actually tweak this.
No, that's the wrong button. I want to add a window capture.
I think you pressed the wrong button. Hi, Alistair.
Hello.
Hello.
Like a radio show. Radio phone in now.
A phone in?
This is going to get confusing.
Somebody's phoning in. I could call somebody on Skype.
Now the problem here is I'm not going to be able to hear if I mute Discord. Uh-oh.
No.
If I mute that one.
So, Dan, your Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions.
That's not going to work either.
Just looking at Steve's artwork, the picture he drew of you before the tan lines.
I'm going to have to not speak while you do this, Dan.
Okay, that's fine.
But
did your impression
go ahead, start now. I'm not going to hear anything from now on. Tell me when I can switch back on.
Okay, we'll do so. Right. Let's just check that this is going. Yep. Okay, so people can jump in at any point they like and make any comments or ask questions, etc. But welcome to this alternative guide to teletext art through pages mostly recovered from off-air VHS recordings. And as we've mentioned, Grim Fandango is the person to credit. Slide Monkey, go to the next one. Speaking of glitches, can anybody find any hidden messages here? Let me know when you've cracked the Enigma code and we can go for a sandwich. Honestly, I don't know where this is from. I don't know why it happened. Maybe it's some sort of recovery glitch. But It's a wonderful piece of auto-generative glitch art, I do think. Can you just press right for the next slide? Oh yes, that's brilliant. I just tripled my productivity. So the recovery process is a long and difficult one. Jason Robertson, pictured here, has to use genuine 80s equipment, such as a rotary dial telephone and data terminal, to restore glitched pages to their original form. As you can see here, he's recovering BBC facts, which is the opposite of BBC fake news. Actually, in this picture, we've also got one of those digital pens that you can write with, which looks fantastic. Either that or it's an anal probe. But the keyboard has lots of coloured keys, so that's nice. So, what is it that Jason Robertson recovers? I'm guessing it is mostly these palm trees. And I believe this is the page that currently holds the world record for the most palm trees on a teletext page. Now, Effinox wonders if you could have done teletext art back in the day with a light pen. Yeah, I'm guessing so, but the masters all use the keyboard. But going back to this, St. Lucia, I think services would battle it out to see how many palms they could squeeze onto their pages. And Mr. Steve Horsley can vouch for that.
100% true. Everybody wants as many palm trees as they can.
So
Everybody wants a different palm tree.
Is it a real thing that people would ask you to do more and more palm trees? We've got to have one more palm tree than the next company.
Yeah, it looks too much like the other one. More palm trees. No, put that leaf in a different place. I'm not kidding either. That's what it was like.
As long as it looks different, it's fine.
Yeah, as long as it's different.
First rule of Flight Club: you don't compare it to films starring Meatloaf. Well, I don't think we're supposed to talk about this, so should we move on? Flight Club, brilliant. Incidentally, I'm guessing that was before Fight Club, so we can make that joke retrospectively. Now, moving on a bit, we can look at the intricacies of designing in teletext. Now, despite the fact that this guy is red, he's actually an orange. But of course, orange is a shade of red, so we can get away with it. But at the danger of explaining the joke, level 1 teletext, whisper it quietly, it doesn't support orange. There you go. So you can't draw David Dickinson properly, or indeed Donald Trump. In this picture, you can see some continuous graphics and also some separated graphics. I think those are the correct terms. I've not checked that. But they make it look like teletext is super high res, almost like a Blu-ray disc.
That orange joke.
Yes.
It's a man's daddy kind of level of joke that it doesn't work on.
Well, that's okay, because this presentation is sort of influenced by the man's daddy, the greatest joke teller of all time. So let's move on to the next slide, Mr. Slide Monkey. As Batman always says, designing in teletext is very, very hard indeed.
Is that Batman's nickname for Robin? Slide Monkey?
Yeah. But yeah, this Batman page is quite simple, as it only uses one colour and a little bit of text. Now, it was actually made by a dude called SN Concepts, who likes to draw Batman and DC Comics and those sorts of things. He drew it on a physical worksheet that we had at one of the block parties, the first one in London. He did a bunch of Batman designs, and this is probably the best one actually, which I converted frame it style to teletext. He drew it on the worksheet, and I converted it. But I think it's a very good likeness of Betty. However, teletext pages can become a lot more complicated than this. Quite complicated indeed. Slide monkey! Now, Channel 4 teletext pages, the racing pages in particular, were known for their sheer complexity and information overload. But I suppose, if it sells bookmakers, I guess that is all that matters. Did you ever do anything like this, Steve Horsenberger? Were you challenged with doing any of these types of pages, the maxed out madness?
Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's all coming back to me. That's horrible. Horrible. Yes, yes. Man, why would you even want your page like that? You did. A lot of even holiday pages as well. Just cram as much in there. Make it as colourful as you can. Oh, need a sick bag for that, don't you? Really?
Right. I'm just gonna see if I can disable the sounds because I'm told that the beeping. There are some beeps coming from Discord. I can't stop them, sadly. They're allegedly turned off. So yeah, these are absolutely maxed out, these pages, and that I think they probably paid per page, these betting companies, and they wanted as much information as possible on one page. I'm surprised actually on the page on the left there is room for some graphics. They've completely dispensed with that on the one on the right. But what I love about that is you've got a variety of different typography. So you've got pixel typography and then regular text mode typography as well. I always like to see that. You love to see it. Now, the main problem with teletext is making things look like the things that they're supposed to look like. So, a prime example of that is this. What is it supposed to be, do you think? Is it a giant chef's hat? A chimney? Or maybe a partially submerged Christmas cracker? Or maybe it's something else altogether? Who knows? I think there are some hieroglyphics on the side of it, but I think we better move on. So,
you should have put an epilepsy warning at the beginning.
Oh, really? Why? Because of the colours?
Yeah, that's it. It's definitely going to trigger somebody.
I love those colours, by the way, and this is a particularly good page, which is why I chose it. The reflection.
It is a good page.
Yeah, the reflection of the sun. It's a good way to fill up half a page, actually. Just do some reflections. I think somebody pointed that out earlier in the stream. Yeah.
You can see when somebody's been given the opportunity to basically have a whole page. It didn't happen very often, so they would to make the most of it. Rather than having to cram stuff in a load of text, some graphics, to have a whole page you could do something on didn't happen very often. So they knocked themselves out completely with that.
So was it like Christmas when you got a page like that?
Yeah, when you could actually be creative. That's again like the frame. If you could do a whole page, it was great. You could enjoy it.
Did you print them out and put them in your art portfolio?
I did. I've actually found them the other day. They had a really nice wax printer, so they still look as good now as they printed them 2 years ago.
Excellent. Wonderfully preserved teletext, printed out for all time.
Next time I see you, I'll hand them over to you.
All right, Oh, there's a bit of audio leakage. Like a ceremonial hangover. Or whole handover, not hangover. Yeah. So, sometimes it isn't the artist's rendering that's the problem, but the source image itself. I love this page to death, but we've no idea whether the guy ever recovered from his broken neck. Or maybe no, this is actually someone's dad hitting their head off a light fitting.
I thought it was a Jackie Chan meme.
Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? It's like a really bad Spot the Ball page. Oh, and have you spotted the hidden pixel typography there? William Hill telebetting. That's great. So moving on.
Perhaps was the exact moment they were hit in the head just as they were typing the words hill.
Yeah, William Hill. Ugh.
So they did recover.
Yeah. I like the 80s, 90s looking football shirt as well. Reminds me a little bit of Horsenberger, actually, that. But
What,
I...
suffering a head injury, is that what you meant?
Basically. But I like to call this image elephant trunk arms. He can jump quite high as well, this basketballer, as he blows the ball with his trunk arms into the net. But I like that they've used the separated graphics for the net. It's sort of a natural choice, I think.
Got a bit of a John Travolta in the pose, though.
Yeah.
It's photorealistic, that's the thing.
It's it's Super Mario shooting a fireball. It's Luigi because he's green. He's got 4 lives left.
So bad.
The ball isn't even circular.
Oh, it's near enough. That's because it's in the air. It's sort of an oblate spheroid. It's been thrown so quickly. It's been sort of warped.
Into turtle shape.
Yeah. Enhanox says that is a very convincing net, and I have to agree with you on that. On this one, I love the 3D effect. We've got the red contrasting against the blue, which is the natural use of colors for 3D. Or I guess green and red would work, but I like this.
We're still waiting for it to appear on the stream.
Oh, okay. I'll leave it up for you for a minute.
It's up on the YouTube now, but then there's about another 10 seconds until it gets through to Twitch. So
Yay, we got it on Twitch now.
yay! Okay,
Hooray!
about 5.
Oh, Lego. We like Lego.
Going back a frame, actually, Chipfork says that the yellow thing might be someone else's head.
It could be a turtle and an elephant.
He's decapitated somebody. He's about to throw the head into the net. Should be careful what we suggest because these might be actual teletext artworks tomorrow. Steve might do them.
Yeah, I could redo them.
Yeah. And Hannock says, in regards to the Lego Festival, I think somebody had some issues with perspective on it. Well, I think you can get away with it. There's only a certain amount you can do with teletext. And
yes, as someone who has attempted to draw things in perspective in low resolution, I can say you do have to fudge things quite a bit at that resolution.
Oh, but he does qualify that with, not that I'm in any place to talk. Go ahead.
Just that F should have had a red line, single pixels underneath it. That's just what it's lacking there.
Well, I think they've boxed themselves into a corner there because there's no space for a background code.
I think they've actually done that masterfully because that's the best you can do it with held graphics, I believe.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job. I wouldn't have
Yeah. I think they probably got to the F and thought, I'm not redrawing everything to shift it across 2 pixels, and that'll do.
Not effing doing that again.
So guys, that's happening on the 25th of July if you want to go.
Not anymore.
Well, we don't know where it is. It doesn't say, does it?
I just couldn't imagine Lego allowing someone to go so off-brand those days and not have their official logo.
Yes.
Unless it's an authorised Lego festival.
What if the Lego people came and said, "Look, you just got blocks. We use blocks. Why does ours look better than yours?" I could just see them having a big fight. Our blocks look better than yours. It's all blocks. Just do them just like ours. No.
We
It's
don't
still very
want to
good.
pick a fight with Lego. They've got way more resources than.
Chipfork takes it back and says, "Sorry, it is good. I don't wish to disrespect." Well, yeah, I suppose. It has to be a little bit rubbish to be on teletext.
And I think it probably would have stood out against other pages around it.
Oh, absolutely. Full
I think
colour
it just-
page.
Yeah, and you would have gone to that and you thought, well, that's good.
Maybe it was an editor or interfering. It was probably quite a good picture, and they say, "Can you just make that head look more like the sun or something?"
Yeah. And Hanok says, it's only the other art looks better. For example, the stuff submitted to Chunky Text this week. It doesn't mean to be picky, though. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Kids! Kids never seem to have a problem designing for teletext, however. Here are a couple of fine examples of images that have survived the transition from children's drawing paper to teletext pixels quite well. Sort of. I think these are very good representations of kids' drawings, but I don't know, there's something creepy about the one on the left. It's drawn by Gordon as well. I quite like the pirate though. However, I have to warn you, the next slide is potentially quite disturbing, so those with a nervous disposition had better leave the room. And this might indeed be Homer Simpson as Baby Spice, but I find it quite scary. Hey! Welcome to your nightmares, BLOCKDOWN party.
Nightmare's lagging behind a bit.
Yeah. From a very creative mind, sort of a terrible fan fiction waiting to be made, I think.
Oh dear. Oh.
Yeah, she's got too much hair for it to be Homer Simpson, I think.
Just on a conceptual level, it's how.
Well,
maybe it was one drawing that became something else by accident. I don't think anyone would start with that as the concept for the work.
And Hanok says, "I hope Hannah grew up to be a better adjusted human." TNC Supply says, "That is awesome!" While Squamelia says, "Homer is Baby Spice, excellent." So it actually is quite a well realized drawing. It's just, like you say, the concept is a little bit frightening.
I think powerful is the word.
Yeah. So I think that one was converted by Mr. Paul Rose himself. Most likely. Let's move on to the next one. Oh,
Is my stream audio okay? I just think I've figured out how I can join in without screwing things up.
that's a question out there for anybody who's watching Alistair's stream. I would check myself, but my computer would die, I think.
Be able to tell you in a moment. You're just when you come through.
So yeah, can I just say that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's just come through on the Twitch, so you are working there fine. Understood.
Excellent.
Magnificent. On with the madness. Oh, I think Steve might like the next ones. Now, we go from the ridiculous to the sublime, with a couple of pages designed by Mr. Steve Horsley, who's in the room today. Hey!
It's the anticipation waiting for it to come round.
Yeah.
Once again.
So actually, these pages are from Channel 4 Teletext in the mid-90s, and the story behind these is, although we originally saw them on Teletext back in the day, Steve actually has some printouts of these, and he posted those to his DeviantArt account. And there they sat for about 10 years. And more recently, Jason Robertson has been recovering lots of stuff, and he actually uncovered those artworks, which are here for you to see. The early bird, I think he's got a remote there, a TV remote, is that right, Steve?
He does, yep, he's changing the channel.
Yep, he's checking 216 on Teletext. Oh, go on.
He's going to impress the chicks.
Yeah.
How many times were you asked to do variations on that joke for Easter holidays?
Yeah, it was quite a common one. Remember, this is back in the days when it was acceptable. There was no police investigations after those.
Well, Chipfox says, "Yay, Steve! Yeah." Well, I have to say that Steve does make effective use of control codes here, incorporating them, as we've talked about earlier in the afternoon stream, or the morning stream actually. He incorporates them as part of thick black outlines in his art, and that's a signature of Mr. Horsley's work. Also, please excuse the fact that in this recovery, Mr. Earlybird is farting a letter N. Oh dear. So, do you remember making these artworks, Steve, back in the day?
I do actually, I do. And I was thinking they're never going to use these.
And they just used all of them.
They just used everything, yeah. I did it for just do them. Again, nobody really complained if you did something, they just used it.
Yeah. Well, maybe they defer to your superior teletext art abilities.
But like I said, it was back in the.
Oh, an alien is here.
Something fell over in the kitchen and Snapper's gone to investigate.
Hello, Snapper.
Hi, Snapper. Yeah, he's never present, I think, at the block parties, isn't he? He's been to a few.
Right.
He's been to a few.
He's made sure that the kitchen area is clear, so he's come back now.
Alrighty. So, does anybody have anything else to say about these? TNC Supplies asks, were these ITV rather than Channel 4?
So it could be symbolic that an N's coming out of a chick.
Yeah. It's an N-shaped egg.
And if it's advertising holidays, I imagine it push people to. I don't know. They could have been either ITV or Channel, because it was. They just used. I can't remember which channels they were on.
They could well have been Channel 3, yeah. But I always associate Channel 4 with Teletext holidays, but maybe it changed over the years.
Well, I think they may have been pushing people towards it, but then again, if it's.
I associate ITV with adverts because doing the recoveries, there's hundreds and hundreds of sub-pages of adverts on ITV.
Yeah.
Almost never ending.
The never-ending sub-pages of ITV.
Never-ending adverts of ITV.
Yeah. Righty.
Like you said, it was a license to print money, like we said earlier.
What teletext do you mean? The teletext holidays?
Yeah. Just the advertise. Yeah, that's it. The amount of holiday companies that were getting, the amount of money that was piling in adverts was huge.
Yeah. Like basically kept you in a job.
Absolutely. Like I said, I actually ended up going to work for an advertising agency on teletext.
You went to work for an advertising agency. Sorry, you cut
Yeah.
out.
Afterwards I went to work for an advertising agency, and all they did was holidays for teletext. So
I'm not
they were
surprised.
one of Teletext's biggest clients. So I just went to work for them instead.
You defected. You cheated on
Yeah.
teletext.
Yeah, they doubled my salary. I couldn't say no.
They signed you up. They tapped you up.
They did.
I bet they had you on slave drive, though, doing 20 times more teletext pages than teletext did.
Oh yeah, I was working from home updating the pages too, and updating all the holiday pages. And there was some of these pages had so many holidays on, and I had to update the prices 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. They'd phone them through, fax them through. It was crazy.
People were looking
What's
for
funny is-
holidays at 2 a.m.
24/7 they were doing it.
So people
I've
did.
sat there at 2
What?
a.m. recovering the pages, the holiday advert.
Well, I guess it's people who are drunk and say, "Oh, let's go on a holiday," and then the next morning they get or a couple of days later they get a letter saying, "Here's confirmation of your holiday," and they say, "Well, I don't remember any of that."
Yeah,
Why do we do that?
like we do now with Amazon. They did it with teletext before.
Yeah.
So we now do it with Amazon. Have a couple of drinks and order rubbish. Back then, they just used to order holidays off teletext.
Yeah.
But no, it's a lot of companies are updating
24/7. Yeah.
just wouldn't stop.
Hmm.
Never stops.
At 3 a.m. is the prime time for ordering package holidays.
I thought the KLF had a song about that.
Oh, really? Are you sure it wasn't the Shaman?
No, it was 3 a.m. eternal, so maybe that's what they did when they got back from the clubs and setting fire to £1 million.
Oh. Well, moving on. As good as Steve might be, I don't think he's ever going to be able to create something as iconic as this. Following this page's appearance at the block party a few years ago, Simon Rolls painstakingly recreated this page in his EditTF editor. And the next day, I informed him that I actually had a copy of the raw teletext page anyway, rendering his exercise just a little bit less useful. But I have to say, it is a classic teletext page and probably worth converting, I'd say.
I mean, look at the shame on the magenta dinosaur. The shame on that face. The guilt. It's just that poor
He's seen the photographer.
Oh no. I don't know what's going on in the background there. That big red thing. Is it a volcano erupting? Or I don't know.
At least it's only the volcano that's erupting.
Yeah. My favourite thing about this, we showed this at the block party. And hold on a sec. Ant says he recovered this one. Fame at last. It's all been worth it. Yeah, he did. He did recover this one.
Recovered the greatest frame of teletext ever. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Ant, Super Wonder Star. He's recovered a ton of stuff actually over the years, and he provided the EP1s for some of these. I forgot to mention. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, in the background, it's sort of a big red button, and it's spewing out lava. I think. Who knows? Who knows what that is? And Hannock says that Nicola clearly hangs around with Hannah. Yeah, so that's a very iconic teletext page and one that most teletext artists look up to. Oh yeah, and as Mr. Biffo said regarding the dino on the right, he's rubbed that belly raw. Oh, which I still laugh at now and again. Brilliant. So, go on. You were going to say something?
I just love it. It's so nice to see teletext bring such joy all these years later.
Yeah, I think you guys
Thank you,
knew.
Nicola. Thank you, Ant.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Ant. Thank you very much. I think, what is Ant's website? I've forgotten. New Mailbox with Ed or something is his website. If you want to look that up, I recommend it. It's got archives of all the Park Avenue pages typed out on the internet. So I do recommend that. Whoops. So, moving on. In the early days, I don't think teletext had the option to choose any background other than black. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I wrote these notes a few years ago. Yeah, I don't think it did at first. But new background does give us that option, and an excuse to look at this test card, showing the myriad of colours available to you, except orange. Of course! Sacrilege having orange in a teletext page. But you can make a fantastic test card.
Yeah, that just shows all the potential of the system.
New BG! Yeah. Oh yeah, this is celebrating the new background, of course, yeah. All I'm gonna say about this slide is, the background is definitely blue. And maybe the movie that they're watching is also blue. Looks like 50 Shades of Grey, maybe. But I love that. You've got the foreground and the background with 3 different colours. Wonderful.
There was only 15 shades of grey.
Oh, really?
The channel.
On teletext, there are only 6. Teletext level 2. Oh, 7, maybe. 7 plus black. Sorry. So that image introduces a section we like to call controversial teletext. Can anybody spot the naughty word from this Turn of the Worm comic strip? Because I can't see it. I think I'm going to press green and read about the stone roses instead. Okay, so if you remember earlier, I mentioned that I was banned in Germany. And I'm now going to tell the story for you.
Good.
And if ever I get through to a TED Talk, this is what I'm going to talk about. The time I was banned in Germany. That'll be the title. Banned in Germany. This page, the Killer Candy Cane Frenzy sort of B-movie homage, was only on odd text for a few hours. Sorry, I forgot to say I made this page as part of the odd text residency, I think in 2016. Oh no, it was the Advent calendar in the same year. And it was deemed a little bit too heavy for commercial teletext or public teletext, so it had to be replaced by an image of Rudolph. And yeah, it was a little bit too much. Killer Candy Cane Frenzy. It was supposed to be sort of a B-movie video game type thing, but I can see how, viewed in the wrong context, it could be offensive.
Well, considering they cut the violence and blood out of the computer games in Germany because they don't like it, do they? So yes. I can see why they would. But it's pixels, it's pixels, it's tiny. How could they even tell? But yeah. I mean, you should just put a couple of breasts in there, it would have been okay.
I'm not allowed to do that
on Candy Cane Frenzies.
Sexy. Yeah, I'm going to re-edit that page.
Sexy Christmas. And it's all good.
Yeah, I'm going to re-edit that page. Sexy Candy Cane Frenzy. Well, actually, talking about re-editing, here is the censored version, which aired later that month. And can you spot the difference? Yeah, I'll point it out for you. It's now Mega Candy Cane Frenzy, and the candy canes no longer have blood on them. We wish you a sweet Christmas.
Dan, if you can send me a copy of your Killer Candy Canes, I'd like to do my. But I want to edit yours if you've still got the code for it.
Yeah, I've still got it somewhere. I can edit that out for you.
Thank you. I'd love to do your version.
Yeah.
Send the original to Mr. Biffo and see if it pops up in the next lost footage.
Yeah, it could do.
That's very Willy Wonka. Willy Wonky. That's very good. I like that.
Yeah, I actually
Your
like
use-
the redone version better.
Yeah, I just want to say I love your use of text. It's so good. I don't think many people can do text as well as you can.
Oh, thank you.
It's just, I mean, pretty much, and the composition of the pages, everything. It's just your use of text is so good.
Oh, cheers.
And the way you stripe colours through as well. It's distinctive.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I stole
So
that
good.
from Max Capacity. He was doing it, and I thought, oh, I'll steal that. Because with teletext, you can't really grade colours, but you can sort of grade colours from line to line and create this effect that it's half one colour and half another. That's sort of the farthest you can go without using held graphics.
Just concerned your candy canes will be banned today for offensive sugar content.
Yeah, probably. We've been taken down already. N. Hannock says, yeah, that seems like a Biffo thing. It has some nice typeface variation, and the candy cane bit is especially fancy. But ZX Gasser says, regarding the poop screen earlier, he used it at least twice, with some colours changed around. Oh yeah, and N. Hannocks was talking about the poop screen as well. Let's put it back up for a sec. There we go.
The irony is, by introducing the censored version of the candy cane screen, you're more likely to get children watching the screen and have YouTube demonetize this video.
Yep, exactly. Banned in Germany, banned on YouTube. It's alright, I'm not even monetized in the first place. I don't think I'm ever going to get 1,000 viewers, or 1,000 subscribers, or whatever you need to get monetized. Right. So, if you are a Jedi level artist, you'll understand held graphics. Held graphics mode is magical, basically. You can change the color, for example, of a graphic without leaving a black block showing where you change the color. And, well, I don't think they use that in this picture. Either that or it's not been recovered very well. But I actually do think there was a time they didn't use held graphics on the CFAX weather map, so this is an example of it. I'm not sure when this was recovered from, though. Or maybe it's a reconstruction. No, I think it's a recovery, actually. But yeah, that's before they moved over to the fancy new teletext weather map.
Yeah, it looks a bit independence referendums there.
Yeah, it looks like some of those rivers are a little bit long and thick, and Britain is separated into the southeast, Scotlandish, and everybody else. So it's like the south and the north divide, I suppose. The south, the north, and Scotland. A very, very stark representation. So, as for chatline ladies, this was as risque as British teletext got. Yes, in the background, somebody whistling.
This is a bit sexist, though.
Why is that?
Well, have we got any chatline boys as well?
Yeah, we do actually.
That's okay then.
I can get pictures of those later if you wish. I do have them. But I didn't put them in here because maybe we hadn't recovered them at that time. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is as risque as it got. Incidentally, don't call those numbers without your parents' permission.
Or a time machine.
Yeah. Look at that, though, on the right. Terminates in Guyana. P.O. Box Netanya, Israel. What? Are we calling Europe for that? But it terminates in Guyana. That's odd. Very strange. If I phoned that number, would it go through to Guyana?
Bravo was always a dodgy channel anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Smells like a tax scam to me.
Yeah. If I phone that number, can I talk to pixelated ladies? With a sausage, with a blue sausage.
She looks like she's got a mouthful of something.
Yeah. She looks like she's eating the phone.
Not concerned about the dead eyes. It's
She's been doing the job way too long.
Yeah, N. Hannock says terminates in Guyana, so I assume you'd be calling there.
Speaking to an African prince.
or maybe you. That's where you ultimately end up and die if you.
Call.
Number, so.
We should call
Lost a bit
him.
in translation, but the meaning comes through.
Oops. Where's it gone? So,
Are you phoning them? I
No,
thought you were
no.
going to phone them.
I could phone them if you like. Do you want to phone them? We'd probably not get through.
Is that even a phone number?
I don't know. We could try it. I need to load up Skype. It'll take a minute. I do have a Skype subscription. I don't know if it covers Guyana. But what is that number? 00592. Is that a UK number? You might be
That's
calling
an
abroad.
international number for Guyana.
Is it? I wonder if it's covered in my Skype subscription. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? We did try and phone somebody earlier. Who was it that we tried to phone? It was a number on teletext, wasn't it? Just waiting for Skype to load up. Because my computer's brilliant, isn't it? And it can manage 2 frames a second. A whopping 2 frames a second. Let's move on while it's loading. Because it's going to be a while. Just when you thought teletext couldn't get any more 90s, along came satellite television to rival CFAX and Teletext Limited. Now, I believe these pages were produced by Data Design, an independent teletext provider that, as of 2016, when I wrote this, was still running. It's no longer a thing. They don't exist. They used to have the At the Races UK text service, which I did some artwork for a long time ago. A long time ago. Now, let's go back to that number if we can. See if we can get through to it. Oh, I'm looking forward to this not working.
Well, I did do some teletext for Sky as well.
Right, I'm just typing it in. 00. Yep, it is Guyana. 577. 59. It's not going to work, is it? Was it worth it?
I hope not. It's going to be embarrassing if it does. To some random person in Guyana.
I don't think you'll be able to hear it if it does work. Oh, your subscription doesn't cover this number. What a shame. Oh, never mind. Let's move on. We can try some of the other numbers if you wish a little bit later. Brilliant.
So 25-year-old phone numbers. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. It's a thing I love to do in my spare time. So yeah, these wonderful pages. We've got Beavis and Butthead on the right there. And some cool dude. A typical 90s representation of what a corporation thinks is a cool dude on the left.
Good. I thought it was a woman in a swimsuit with a swim hat on.
Oh yeah, that's the chat line.
Oh,
you're a little bit behind on the stream.
Now I've got it. Yeah, we've got it. Yeah, that's good. They weren't bad, were they?
Yeah, the one
with
on
his
the right.
blue hair sticking out of his baseball cap.
Yeah.
It's Sonic style hair.
Yeah, I really like those pages. Now, you're in for a treat next. Whoops. If I can get it to work. Mr. T seems to be as popular as palm trees in the world of teletext. Well, almost. So here is a selection of Mr. T pages. One of them is by Mr. Steve Horsley. Which one could it be, I wonder? Can you select the correct one? Actually, can you name the artist on some of these? Because I have the artists Actually, one of them is painfully obvious. Jack Powell of Leeds did one of them. So which one is Steve's?
I think the bottom left is yours, Dan, and the one to the right of that is...
Oh, you've seen them before, haven't you?
Possibly.
Yeah, the below right one is actually mine, and I just did that in 5 minutes in Edit TF, so it's not very good.
Pity the fool who don't know who draw me.
Yeah, pity the fool. Actually, I think Steve's done some more teletext Mr. T's since then. I don't have them here.
Do you have my Mr. T hybrid?
No. I don't.
No, Mr. T. Mr. T is an elephant.
You'll have to get that for us. Could you post that in the Discord for us?
I can get them on for.
Well, Ant says he's got 66 archived edition of Teen Text. 66 archived editions of Teen Text. Don't ask me why. Well, do they have nice artworks on them? That would be good. I'd like to see those. But yeah, the above middle one is by a dude called Yanasuni, who's a legend in, I believe he's Finnish, in the Finnish demo scene. And he's done a wonderful representation of T there. And that's all of them, I think. I think since then, I've collected more Mr. T pages and put them up on my website, but as I said, this was done in 2017. So we're nearly at the end now. But did you think that recycled content was purely an internet thing? Think again, man! Oracle were reusing bad jokes long before Michael McIntyre made it popular. Actually, we have 3 versions of the same joke here, and there is a 4th one that has since been recovered. I'll read it for you. What was the tortoise doing on the motorway? About 1 meter per hour. And it looks as though in the above and left pictures, it actually credits the same dude for the joke, Simon Andre Atuse, and they've just done 2 different drawings of him. Maybe that one's an inside-out version of him. But the one on the right from Kerry Stimson, who's clearly stolen the joke, except she's put about 1 mile an hour instead of about 1 meter per hour.
Completely different joke.
Yeah, completely different joke. And it looks like the tortoise is going backwards due to the speed lines.
I think that the page 305 one was done.
It was done by what, sorry?
I think it was done using a digitizer.
Ah, right. Yeah, it does.
I'm sure that was done using a digitizer, and that's the sort of effect you got with it. But obviously, they've still played around with it afterwards.
Yeah, I like it though. Digitized stuff has a certain quality to it, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It's very unique. Well, I've put my Mr. T elephant in the chat.
We'll look at that after the next slide because the next one is the last one. Yeah. And that's all from us. So all that's left to be said is, happy birthday everyone from Kids Text. Or Teen Text. Oh, actually, it's Channel 4, so it's probably not. Hey, look at that! Happy birthday, Jason Robertson. 18 years old on the 4th of August. And that was a nice little treat for Jason at the end there, but sadly, he's not been with us to talk us through this. But hope you've enjoyed it, and I regret not being able to get through to Guyana, because my subscription doesn't cover it. But oh well. Let's have a look at Steve's thingy. So whereabouts have you posted it? Oh. Ah, here we go. I've got it now. I have the artwork. So I'll put it
Mr.
up
T
on
collection.
Want to add to the Mr. T collection. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little presentation. It's a little bit rough around the edges because I've put it together in one
I
afternoon.
think it's perfect for your TED Talk when you finally do it.
Yeah, I'd love to do a TED Talk on Teletext. Teletext TED Talk. Here is the elephant Mr. T, and it truly is crazy fool. I like his ears. Wonderful. A legendary piece of artwork, surely. Mr. Telephant.
So,
can you take us behind the scenes with this artwork, Steve?
I asked if anybody has any ideas for Mr. T as an elephant.
Somebody suggested Mr. T as an elephant, yeah.
Yeah, they also gave me another one of a horse in a typhoon. So I did a horse in a typhoon as well. Then I stopped asking.
I know. It's a little bit like a fever dream, isn't it?
The suggestions you get.
Oh. I love it, though. I love the crazy teletext pages. So was Mr. Biffo the one who said he was on Cocodamol? We should have got him to draw some drugged up teletext pages. The Cocodamol edition. See what he came up with.
They probably would have just been normal. Would have been the straightest pages there are.
So yes. He looks a bit like an egg, actually. In a way. Humpty Dumpty Elephant T.
Dizzy.
Yeah! Dizzy. Mr. Dizzy T. Wonderful. Right, so... Oh, I can hear myself. Did we have anything lined up next at all? Maybe we had time... Go on.
We're normally going to finish about 10, but can carry on as long as we like, really.
Okay. Would you guys like to wrap up, or should we do another quick 20 minutes collaborative art? What do you think?
I think that might be a good way to.
I'm up for another collaboration.
Always a good idea.
Maybe just check if anyone's got anything to add first. Any questions, anything from the comments. Just give them a few minutes to have their say before we get on to that.
Yeah. So post them either in Discord, on chat in Alistair's stream, or on chat in my stream, and we'll pick them up.
I think we might have a couple more artworks as well.
Oh yes, we can.
3-1.
Do that first. And I'll just take this opportunity to remind people, please tell ZX Guesser which ones are yours if you like to enter one or more of them in the art contest. And if you let him know if you've entered one of these before, or if it's your first time, then we'll pop you in the appropriate category so that Steve doesn't win everything again. And there's also the red button category if you fancy drawing something on the theme of red button.
Oh yes, so, I don't think we've had many entries for that, have we?
We've had a few, and they're all good, so it'd be a tough one to decide that, I think.
Hey, David, I'd never enter these things because I'm always feel bad about all I do is teletext every day, so I don't want to enter any. I never do.
That's okay, we've got the veterans category.
Oh, well, I never enter them anyway.
Got the veterans category for all the regular teletext people. So why not?
Did Raquel ever come in?
No, unfortunately she's unable to join us because where she is in the world, she's got bad internet.
She could be anywhere, couldn't she, at the moment?
She's actually in France doing the residency, or I guess she's stuck in France at the moment.
Poor Raquel.
Yeah. But she's doing some wonderful artwork. It's some of her best artwork, I think, in teletext that we've seen. I'm really impressed by it.
So this on page 312, after the little description that Pete gave earlier about enhancements, it looks like Pixel Blips had a go. We've got a level 2 page with some enhancement packets.
So what number's this again?
Again,
Sorry.
on 312.
Let's have a look.
Again, it's a glitchy style, but we've got some orange there for Dan.
Oh, hey!
I know it's your favourite.
It's my favourite of all. Of all the colours, of all the forbidden colours, it's my favourite. Oh! So what's going on here? There's a palm tree, and somebody is peeing into the water from the top of a rock.
Possibly a waterfall.
Oh yes, it's that. But again, use of the darker colours to make shade. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, that is. I don't know how he does it. He's quickly becoming a teletext legend, is Blippy Pixel.
Let's see this. Load. Something exciting about watching it count through the pages.
Waiting for it to load, you mean?
Yeah. I see. Some lovely orange. A giant carrot. Crushed in the ocean.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like that, doesn't it?
Oh, go on to 313 now.
It's open to much interpretation, I think. 313?
Flying guitars in the sky there, possibly. 312.
Could be a flying V.
This one by Shaliga looks suspiciously like Manic Miner loading screen.
Liga from the block.
I do like the authentic tearing on the yellow and blue lines.
Zaliga has entered quite a few artworks, haven't they? And they're all great.
Unfortunately, at level 1, it's not possible to do the animation using the flash to make 2 words appear. Although I suspect it's possible with level 2.5. I've just never tried. Complicated if it is not doable.
So, only a minor complication.
Oh! Go on, Peter, serenade us.
Move on to 314. That's the last artwork that's uploaded at the moment. And a moon with some impossible stars. And this one's by Chris, Awake in Beds again.
Hello? Is anybody there? Are we still here?
We're still here.
Wonderful. I like, yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. Arnold likes it as well.
So, yes, your Barney impression, going back to Steve's picture of you, did it extend to going out looking for closed boots on the motorcycle?
Did you close boots on the motorcycle? Oh.
Addition to an Arnie impression.
You sound up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Difficult to get curled hair in Sixels.
Yeah. You have to do it sort of cartoony, I think.
Also, unless
and I spoke too soon because there's another page on 315. You can add it.
Just more artworks keep being added. Keep them coming, guys. They're wonderful.
I have a suspicion this might be Steve again.
He works so fast, it must be him.
Yeah, 30 seconds after mentioning Manic Miner.
Luna es muy hermosa.
What was that? Was that Spanish?
Moon.
This is a multilingual stream because we had German earlier.
So, are we going to hop on to Muttley for a last session?
Yeah.
I think it's time. We just need someone to come up with the theme, the target for this drawing.
I think it's already started.
I was going to say, having switched in another tab, it looks like somebody's already started 108.
Okay.
How you doing?
Well, looks like they'll be the creative lead for this one then.
I wonder if that's Steve Horsley.
Not me. Which page?
Somebody getting a head start.
Which page are we going to?
Oh, it's not him. Surprised. 108.
Or it's a good bluff.
I love how it all goes quiet.
Chip. No, not Chip Fork.
I'm just going to watch because pixel twiddling at speed is probably never going to be my thing.
I think I can see where this is going.
Should we have some music or something?
Right.
Because it's all gone very quiet while we concentrate on our art.
I've turned off the music, sorry.
Oh, okay. It's like art class at school, isn't it? Where everybody's just being quiet and working on this stuff.
Yes. I'm finding something suitably smooth and relaxing as the soundtrack.
The relaxing Streets of Rage soundtrack.
No, I think I played that one out, I'm afraid.
Oh. I couldn't hear that on my stream. Which is probably for the best because it would have been taken down.
No, that's the wrong one. No good.
It's not me editing this.
Then who is it?
I haven't even got to page 108 yet. What's it? Look at this. What is it not giving me one?
I recognise this. What's it from?
It's Outrun.
You should keep going and I'll turn it off. We'll avoid the copyright strike that way.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Close enough. Carry on, Peter.
Yeah, please.
And we're fine for copyright purposes because they didn't license the Ferrari either, so I think that it evens out. I just like the idea that this line is going to be for people who really like toast and very well done toast.
Hot toast in your area.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir toast.
Unfortunately, I've put in a UK phone number. Somebody else put in that it's in Guyana. She's going to confuse them.
That's what I was going to say, that it was from Guyana. Guyanese.
You know what toast is in German? It's toast.
Hot buttered toast. Oh, I know what this is going to be now. She has to have a slice of toast. Hot toast in your area. Oh. Can I change this to a Guyana number?
Oh, I carefully put in a non-valid.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What was it? 09? Yeah. Excellent. Hot buttered toast. Is the hot toast thing a digitizer meme, maybe?
No, I think digitizers are more hot cones, so.
It's hot goujons.
Goujons. I'm quite sad that that pronunciation has been left behind, the Goujons, because I think it was quite funny. Goujon. Goujon.
Right, Paul.
Oh, come on.
Oh dear, she seems to be smoking a pink cigarette.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, I assume so.
What's happening here?
It's the blackcurrant jam.
Oh dear.
Are there some hell graphics going on there?
Sorry, I've ruined the toast. I have to abbreviate.
Put some gurks. Oh, girls.
I'll attempt to repair the toast. There's the toast.
Toast. Oops. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Keep catching the caps lock button.
Nathan says, "Isn't that lipstick?" You could well be right.
Yep.
Need to put a Revelo somewhere on this.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Biffo back?
Just with lips. Brilliant.
Would anyone be offended if I attempted to change the hair a little?
No. You're gonna make it look like toast.
Well, just a sort of toast head person.
Yeah, go on.
Might be. Sort of Lisa's Homer Simpson baby spice type abomination.
Go ahead.
Might need some help here. So yeah, if people can just roll with assisting on the human toast transformation.
Yep. Good idea. Hey, not suitable for YouTube.
I just love the stumpy legs. The stumpy legs are.
Stumpy legs.
Oh dear. After all my effort drawing a bikini. What are their names?
It'll enlarge.
Late night teletext.
Man, that's so hot. Toast on toast action.
Yeah.
On both sides. Freaking button action on both sides.
Happy shopper. Oops. Whoops. This stream is just a load of snickering now. But that's okay.
It's very similar to the Wigan Block party. All the giggling in the afternoon.
This is fit for broadcast, or do we need a few tweaks here and there?
Very appetizing.
It just toggled over. It's the best bit yet.
Calls cost too much a minute. What's that supposed to be on the left?
Edge of a piece of toast.
Of course. Whoops. Whoops. Finally. Crumbs.
Toast in the toasters turned into a lager.
I think more of a Pop Tart.
This is on the pop.
It's a teletext tart.
Oh dear, he's having a bikini accident again.
That's been changed so many times now. Calls terminating Luton, it says now.
Slightly on the nose.
Well, I think this is the way the book party ends, not with a bang, but with an advert for toast.
Yeah.
Is that what you got from this? This is an advert for... Am I missing something here?
Yeah.
Look around the right hand side of the page, Steve.
Oh yeah,
There's quite a few mentions of toast.
It's funny that it's not the first thing that comes to mind.
A lot of people get dressed properly before breakfast these days, so perfectly normal work from home attire, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yep. This is lockdown toast.
I think we're pretty well there, aren't we?
Pop-Tarts 2.
I've grabbed a copy of that for the server.
Good.
Unless anyone has any last-minute amazing
I'm
ideas.
just wondering if we can make it safe for public consumption, just with a few.
I think that's pretty safe for consumption.
Just still the wardrobe.
Well. Should be okay.
I think that's a bit less safe for work now, isn't it? So that's definitely toast there being eaten.
Or a whole stick of butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those proportions, it actually looks a bit sort of Betty Boot proportions.
Yeah.
In terms of the head to the body ratio.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think that's far less likely to have an adverse impact on people than killer candy canes.
Yes.
I think we're good to go now.
It should be safe for work now that everybody's working at home.
Yeah.
I need to get a date on this probably.
Yep.
Oh, and I'll just put the appropriate time in just so. 2, 7. Just so people know if they should be watching it or if it's past their bedtime.
It's beyond the watershed.
Except for viewers in Germany.
Excellent.
That's up on the server then.
What number? 315, maybe?
318.
Wow.
Okay, got
We're
a
all
date.
ready.
Pardon me?
It's got more nipples on than the final version.
Oh yeah.
Has it?
Yeah, ours has been updated to be more safe for work.
That should be the version that's up, isn't it?
Oh, we've got a very own wardrobe.
Oh, it has. I've pasted the wrong one in then.
It looks all right to me.
I don't know what's coming out of the toaster. I don't ask really.
It's a litre of beer.
No, it's definitely a frosted Pop-Tart. Yes, page 318 is the not safe for work version.
Which I'm showing currently on the stream.
Oh, no,
it's just updated.
It's been refreshed, so it's all okay now.
Yeah, we're not going to be
You can
taken
open
down.
your eyes again.
Yep, we've taken away the offending 4 pixels.
Should have put it on a carousel so it would alternate every 10 seconds.
Or I suppose we could have a reveal with terms and conditions and an age verification service.
Fantastic. I think that's
Or a carousel where the toast
I think
progressively
that's
burns.
a fine way to end.
Yeah.
Yes.
A suitable way to finish the block party. We all knew that was coming. And it did. So I've got a bunch of messages that I've missed.
Calls terminating shame at the end there.
Oh, apparently I didn't rename my stream the evening session. So apparently it's called the afternoon session still. I'm being told.
Better do it all again then.
Yeah, start again.
Start again. That's it.
How do I?
Ding.
Let's change it now. It's a bit late now. The show's ending.
Well, maybe next year or later this year.
Oh, we'll have to do it again just because I got the wrong name.
Yep, there we go. That's a justification for the second block party this year.
And of course, if anyone's interested, tomorrow the computer centre, the Cambridge Computer Centre, is still running its charity event. So they've got that. That's open on Twitch as well as their Twitter page. So if people are not doing anything tomorrow, have you checked it out today? Because we were talking about that earlier on.
Yes, to support the museum. It would be nice to still have them as a venue when the lockdown lifts.
Yeah, we've got to try and keep it open.
Also for filming found footage, as well as the block parties.
It's iconic. Wouldn't know what to do if we couldn't go there. Nobody else would have us.
Cool. Well, you could come back to Wigan, but...
Oh, Wigan.
Yeah, you're
Nice.
welcome in Wigan anytime. When I get back up and running with stuff, I can talk to the galleries potentially about us having an actual shop space in the shopping centre, which might be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, if people want to come back to Wigan, that is, if it's not too inconvenient.
I'll make my first trip.
Ah,
It's a 9-hour drive, but it's worth it.
9 hours. Ooh.
It was last time. It was quite a trip.
I'm kind of committed to the room booking in Cheltenham, although that's allowed to be rescheduled. But we can do both.
Oh yeah, we can still do that. Maybe next year for the Wigan thing. Well, we'll see what happens because we don't know what's going to happen.
knows?
Don't know what's going to happen with regards to the lockdown, etc.
Yeah.
Righty. Does anybody want to do a closing statement? Closing.
I think I can say thank you everyone for keeping this running for over 12 hours.
Yeah.
With very remarkably few breaks and remarkably little overt nudity, pixelated nudity.
Well, we had a bit.
Must try harder next time.
Well, I thought it was quite restrained compared to the test stream, so thank you everybody. We've collectively saved down a lot of editing work.
Editing work?
Oh, I'm not going to edit.
Radio edits.
I'm not going to edit this stream. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just pixels.
If somebody sat through 12 hours of it, they're going to be...
Guess they'd have to be quite desperate for...
Yeah. They'd have to be crazy.
I hear there are breasts on the internet already.
Really? You're going to have to tell me where they are.
And they're 8-bit as well, so...
8?
Extra detail.
I think that's too many bits, to be fair.
Oh. I'm just saying you just need 2 bits.
Little and large again.
Oh, well, it's been fun. Thank you so much again.
Yes, and
thanks
thank
for
you
the niceness.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone who's put their drawings on chunky text. I don't think we're expecting anywhere near this many to appear, so
nope.
All we need to do now is work out how we're going to arrange a public poll for the art contests and so on.
Yes.
And by we, usually means ZX Guesser, who's our Tyler's technical person today.
Thanks very much, Alistair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, done a great job, everybody. You've done a great... You should be proud. And I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea, Steve. Thank you, everybody who's been watching my stream on my channel, and I'm going to end it here. But don't forget, you can still enter the art competition until the end of tomorrow. And
Or whenever we get around to collating all the entries. So
yeah, I think we can bend that deadline a little bit.
yeah.
And I've just realised that my microphone's not been going to the stream for the last hour, so that's excellent.
Oh, it's been on my stream.
Yeah,
We felt your presence.
we got a copy of it everywhere, so somewhere.
Yeah. And that's good enough. That's the
Awesome.
motto for today. Good enough. Well, dudes, hope you enjoyed it, but I'm gonna head off. So, good night.
All right. Bye.
Dan.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.